Okay guys, I have here a utility trailer and I'm going to be doing some work on this utility trailer. I'm going to take right now what you're seeing, the panels, I'm going to be taking them off. I'm going to do some paint. I'm going to paint the frame of it. I'm going to do some straightening out, things that need to be straightening out, and I'll walk you around and show you certain things that I'm going to be doing with it. So let's get started. One area that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take some heat and I'm going to straighten this out, make this flush with this tongue here. The guy that I had purchased this utility trailer from, somehow or another, when he was backing up, he was pulling up under it, he bent this jack here. He bent it back. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take some heat this up in here, and try to get this flush, and tighten these nuts back down, and have that all flush and everything the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to be taking these side planks off, and that way it's going to give me a lot more room inside of the trailer. I'm going to be able to pull in a lawnmower, riding lawnmower, and just have a lot more room to work with inside of it. So these planks are gone. The fenders you see here, it's not no damage, no body damage to it, but it is starting to rust. I'm going to get some sandpaper, sand that down, prime it, and then paint it, and it'll look a lot better than it does now. With me removing the side planks, this is a 5x10, so when I get through removing these side planks, it's going to give me a lot more room to put riding lawnmower and things like that. The guy that I bought this from, he put these side planks on it, and so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to get rid of them. It's going to give me a lot more room to work with. The floors look pretty solid in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wash the floors with some cleaner, and I take some sealant, wood sealant, and do the floors, and that should be good for take care of the floor. Okay, as you can see, there's the frame starting to rust, starting to pit up, bubble, and rust. I'm going to go ahead and sand that down, get that all sanded down, get it smooth, put some primer on it, paint it. One more look at the tongue. As you can see, it's starting to age. The paint's dead on it, starting to rust. And so I'm going to do the same thing, just go ahead and break my sandpaper out, get all the rust off of it, prime it, and paint it. And here's another shot of the utility trailer before I start on it. I just wanted to show you what kind of condition it's in. And so let me put the camera up. Let me get started. I'll show throughout this restoration, if you want to call it that, I don't know. I'll show you certain things along the way, and spend a little time on certain areas of it and videotape it, and Hopefully it won't take too long and I'll get this trailer up, get it ready for sale. Removing some of this eye bolt, in order to get these side planks off. Took the nut off, and should come out pretty good. It's coming out pretty good. There's 2 bolts he's got on the side, on each side of the utility trailer. It's a 9/16. And the last eye bolt to take out. After taking those 2 bolts out, I should be able to just slide this panel out. And let's see if the other side comes out that easy. The front panel, I have 1 bolt that I'm going to have to remove. So let me get started, get that out. Okay, here's what the utility trailer looks like after removing the 2 side panels and the front. And so what I'm going to do next is go ahead and get the water hose, squirt it all out, get all those leaves, get all that dirt, and see what I have to work with after I do that. Alright, after getting it cleaned off, I'm going to replace a couple of these floor planks. It looks like the head of them are a star, but the majority of them are so rusted that it's going to be a job getting this out. So I think what I'm going to do, since a lot of them, the heads are just wasted from rust, I'm going to get a little crowbar and just try to pry it up, pry the wood up, and then after prying it up, go from there. Okay, I'm taking this jack off here. Like I said, I'm gonna straighten this out, flush it up. The guy that I bought it from, he hit the back bumper into it when he first got the trailer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take these off. It takes a 9/16. There's three bolts that holds it in. Playing outside. And these came out pretty good, pretty easy. Just when you think you can turn it with your fingers, well, okay, good, it's going to work out. Okay. And I'll slide this right on out. That's what it looks like. Just the three holes there, 3 bolts, 9/16. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten that out, try to get it level, and put that jack back in there. Here's a 2x6 that I replaced on the floor. It was cracked pretty bad. The screws that were in it that were for the angle iron there, you just drill it and it taps right in the goes right in the angle iron. They were pretty hard getting out. It was a star head, and it was rusted. It was real rusted, so I could not get no star or anything on it. I had to go up underneath the trailer. I had to get a cut-off wheel and just cut them off, and I cut them flush with the frame of the trailer. And maybe I can get you a little. I'll try to go in close up right here, and I don't know if you can see that, but I flushed it up. I just simply cut it off with that cut-off wheel, and I'm going to go ahead. I'll drill me some more when I put me a 2x6 in there, and that's the only one that was pretty bad. It was just cracked. Alright, to get this flush, I'm going to hit it with a small sledgehammer. You can see that's really making a good way to it being fixed correctly. Okay, I took the jack out, knocked it down, knocked the high part there, the high point there where the metal that was causing the jack to stand up, slant back, knocked it down with that small sledgehammer, and it's as good as new. So I'm going to call it a day on this and get started on it tomorrow. Okay, what I did, I'm going to be replacing one of the floorboards on the utility trailer. In order to remove those screws that went through the wood and into the angle iron there, the heads of the screws were so wasted I had to get up underneath the trailer, and with a cutoff wheel I had to cut those bolts. So I got that removed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the side panels. I removed it, and let me move this camera back a little bit. It's about a 2x10. I put this 2x4 here as a guide for my saw, my skill saw, and I clamped it down on both sides. I got another vice grip that I clamped this to the trailer. I'm going to cut it 6 3/8, and so let me go ahead and get this cut. Okay, I'm fixing to rip this board. I've got my safety glasses. I've got earplugs in. Let's get started. Okay, I got everything clamped down on the other side. I'll make my last cut. The 2x10 wasn't exactly as long as the rest of the ones on the floor, but I still got plenty enough room to put some screws in them and hold them down securely. But it turned out pretty good. I'm going to keep a little gap between on both sides. I'm going to get out my drill bit, figure out where I'm going to how exactly where I'm going to put this at, and get this board installed. These are 1/4 inch screws that I will be using. Take a drill bit, drill down, drill through the metal, and the head will be seated about here, so it gives me plenty of area to secure this board on this on the frame. Okay. All right. I took I think it's a 3/16 drill bit, and just to test it, I drilled it into the 2x10, which is no longer a 2x10 now, and took the 1/4 inch screw, and that should fit just right. You want it snug. You don't want to use the same size drill bit as the screw, so that'll snug in there just perfect. All right, I laid my board down. I drilled through the board, and I got 2 points here where I can see where I need to make my hole at. So just remove the board, and I'm going to go ahead and finish through this angle iron here. I sprayed a little bit of penetrating oil on it before I start drilling. I left my DeWalt drill at my other shop, so I'm going to have to use one that's not really a great drill. In fact, it's a cheap drill, but hopefully it'll do the job. If it doesn't, I'll have to go and get the other DeWalt drill. So let's see how this does. All right, be sure to have your safety glasses on. All right. Okay, instead of sandblasting this back here, this mesh steel tailgate, I'm going to go ahead and sand it with a DA sander. I got about 80 grit paper on there. I just want to try to get off as much of the rust as I can, and then I'll hit it with a steel brush, prime it, and paint it. Okay, now I'm going to hit it with a steel brush. I'm just trying to knock off a good bit of the surface rust on there. This brush really gets in down in the bottom between this. Really gets in there and cleans it good. What I'll do is after I do the inside of this, I'm going to go ahead and put some rust converter on it. And after putting that rust converter on it, let it sit a while. I believe they recommend it sitting about a day. Don't let any water or dew get on it. And then go from there. I'll put some primer on it. I'm going to have about maybe 5 videos on this trailer, this utility trailer. This is episode 1. So if you're looking for episode 2, go to my main channel, extremopars.com, and look for episode 2. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I've got a lot more coming out, especially this winter. Shows, car sales, you name it. I'm going to be there. So be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm James Frampton with extremopars.com.